Are you ready? Because we're going 5 pounds down every 4 weeks in 2022. And today is cardio and weights. So grab your dumbbells and let's go. All right, Killer Bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. And that means that we're getting started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And you know what really feels like self-love? Finding that healthy weight with the 5-0 method, where every single day we do 5 things that make you say, oh, I had no idea that losing weight could be this easy and fun. You guys, let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. We eat the right amount of calories, which means not necessarily less than you were eating before. It means that we drink the right amount of water, which is half your body weight in pounds, in ounces of water. We also get the right amount of sleep, which means that we go to bed at the same time every night. We get up at the same time every morning, and we don't really worry about how much of that in between was sleep. We also exercise moderately every day, which might be even less than you were doing before, and it's almost certainly not more. We manage our minds by finding our thoughts and deciding if they're helpful. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes, because welcome to my home. You guys, I have a helpful thought for you today that I shamelessly stole from a friend of mine named Kelly. She emailed me and she had a question for me, and she told me this thought, and I was like, okay, I've never heard that before. It's clever, it rhymes, and I love it. Moving is improving. And I will tell you that Kelly shamelessly stole that from her daughter. She told me so, because her daughter's a physical therapist, which means that I have the utmost respect for her already. But I love this helpful thought, because doesn't that make it sound like no matter what you're doing, you're on your way? Moving is improving. And moving today, really improving our bodies, because we are getting cardio and strength work in a super effective, super efficient workout that is also going to be super fun and a little bit fast moving. And don't worry about that, because we're just here to have a good time. We're going to get started by getting Blossom out of my way. We'll see how this works. With 20 seconds of work, I've got the handy dandy gym bus here, set for 20-second intervals. I've got mini circuits, and I've got many of them, where we are doing 3 times through. Let's go ahead and get started with some big arm side shuffles, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're doing some big arm side shuffles here. I've got 3 cardio exercises in a row that we're gonna go through 3 times. So when it beeps again, we're doing a reach across, high and low. And then we're going to do another exercise after that, and then we're gonna come through and do this mini circuit another 2 times. So this is me with the 3s all over. So reach across high, reach across low. It means that I have to really think about what I'm doing and how we're getting there. And I want you to know when it beeps again, first of all, I want you to know that we're doing double knees next. I want you to know that if you can't transition between the exercises, it feels awkward, it feels weird, it takes you too long, it takes you whatever. Here we go with double knees. 2 knees on one side, 2 knees on the other. Don't worry, because if you are moving, you are improving, my friends. Doesn't that feel amazing to think about it like that? When it beeps again, we're coming right back around to those big arm side shuffles. We're getting plenty of repetition today, which can really help us feel. Here we go with big arm side shuffles. These are smaller shuffles and smaller arms than I sometimes do. I don't know if you can actually see Blossom on camera today. She's been down on the ground recently instead of up in her chair, because it's winter time and she's not young, and I think she's having a little bit of trouble jumping into the chair. Here we go with that reach across high and reach across low. So she's been down here on the ground, and now she knows it's almost time for eating. And so she's waiting patiently / impatiently to be fed, but Mama's got to get some workout done first. When it beeps again, we're doing those double knees. This is our 2nd time through this mini circuit. And then, you guys, after we do this mini circuit one more time, that's when we're going to go to some strength work. We're going back and forth between our cardio and strength, but we're actually getting a fair bit of all of it done before we move on to the next thing. So here we go with those big arm side shuffles, and that's what I was talking about. Don't worry about how long it takes you to transition. It's completely okay if there's a couple of seconds here in between each of your exercises. We are never trying to do something perfectly. We are always doing what we've got, moving in ways. Here we go with reach across high and reach across low. moving in ways that help us improve. Right now, with a fast-paced workout like this, we don't have to be moving fast. Actually, you can be moving slower than me if you'd like to, but the intervals come quickly. When it beeps again, we're doing double knees, by the way. Here we go. The intervals come very quickly. It's a fast-paced workout, even if we're moving slowly. And the thing about that is that that's improving your brain-body connection. That's improving your ability to change quickly from one thing into the next. You know, when we're exercising, we're not just, here's 20 seconds of rest, because we're going to think about moving very differently. As we pick up our dumbbells, we're going to be moving in a way that is not cardio. This is strength work. We're pulling in our core. We're thinking about form. We're starting with squat and press. If you'd rather not squat, you don't have to. Feel free to help yourself to any kind of a kick that feels best to you. So we're going to squat and press. Now here's the thing, in a 20-second interval moving at not cardio pace, at strength pace, we're not going to get very many of them done. We don't need to. If we are moving, my friends, we are improving. When it beeps again, we're doing bent over flies, which means that we're just bending over by having our back nice and straight. We're going to fly those arms out to the side, really thinking about having your core pulled in, which keeps your back nice and straight, squeezing from that big muscles right in the middle of your back. When it beeps again, we're going to do side bends. On side bends, we're thinking very much about having our hips nice and straight, not moving, and we're just going to bend wherever your spine can take you. You could get over so much further if you were working on flexibility in any other part of your body, but your spine in itself, only using those abdominal muscles, feels very different. This was our mini circuit. We're going to come back again with squat and press. Really let yourself, even though the timer keeps beeping, 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 let yourself sink into this. We're doing 1 or 2, maybe 3 reps. When it beeps again, we're doing bent over flies. Over the course of this mini circuit, here we go with bent over flies. Over the course of this mini circuit, we're going to get plenty of repetitions in, and we're going to get plenty of work, because my friends, the harder you work, the harder it is to lose weight. We don't have to do more work than this to get a great workout. When it beeps again, coming back to those side bends, here we go. Think about using your abdominal and oblique muscles. The oblique muscles are basically your abdominals on the sides. It's your girdle, to use my grandmother's word. When it beeps again, doing our third and final round with these 3 exercises. I think I might have forgotten to mention that. Here we go with the squat and press. When we are done with the mini circuit, we are done with these exercises. So yes, there's repetition because we do each mini circuit 3 times, but then we never come back to the mini circuit. So when it beeps again, we're doing those bent over flies. Thinking about excellent form. Really push your hips back to get into that bent over position, keeping your core pulled in nice and tight. If you feel like you don't know where your core is, try and take a second and find it before you do any other work. Being in this position, actually being in any position with something even moderately heavy in your hands, can lead to lower back injuries. Here we go with side bends, third and final time. Can lead to lower back injuries if your core isn't pulled in. It's why we're always thinking about good form, and frankly, it's why a workout like this, where we're just doing a couple of exercises or a couple of reps of the exercise, you can really feel into it without trying to do too much. That was the end of that mini circuit. Here's 20 seconds of rest while we put our dumbbells down. Oh, and we get our brain ready for cardio again, because here's the thing about going back and forth. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, I was moving really slow. I was sinking in. Now we're moving quickly again. When it beeps again, we're doing letter Ks. We're going to have hands up overhead. On one side, we're going to make the letter K with our arm and our leg. And on the other side, we are not. We're moving not necessarily fast. Here's the thing about moderate exercise. It's not your top speed. This is not a HIIT workout where you're trying to get every single drop of sweat out of your body that you possibly can. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing middle skips. What we're doing is moving in a way, well, that feels like self-love, of course. We're moving in a way that brings improving, and we're also moving moderately. When it beeps again, we're doing something I call cross-back jacks. It means that our hands are doing jumping jacks and our lower body is doing more or less a curtsy lunge, but you certainly don't have to actually curtsy into it. You're welcome to just step back and across your body behind you, especially especially with a little dog at my feet here. I'm going to be very careful to not get into too much of a lunge at all. I'm just going to be moving kind of quickly and tapping my foot back behind me when it beeps again. Doing those letter K's again. I was going kind of slow on this. Usually when we're doing curtsies, I've got weights in my hands. I was totally thinking about that being curtsy lunges, not being cardio. This is how we move to improve our brains. My friends, did you know that exercising is really, really good for your brain? When it beeps again, we're gonna do those middle skips. Not just in the, I think, kind of obvious ways of like having to figure out where your body is in space and time, trying to move your muscles this way or that way, pulling in your core, you know, all those kinds of things. When it beeps again, doing those cross back jacks for the second time. But honestly, there's a chemical reaction that I don't even begin to understand. Here we go with cross back jacks that I have read articles about that I couldn't begin to explain to you other than exercise is apparently really good for your memory. It's really good for your processing. It's really good for your aging brain in ways that I find absolutely fascinating. Here we go with letter K's. Third and final time. I love the fact, well, I love lots of things, but I really love the fact that science can prove that your brain and your body are connected in ways that we don't always think about. Coming up next is middle skips. So here we go with those middle skips. And I love reading articles like that tell me that the thing to do in order to age gracefully, in order to age in a way that I'm gonna feel good for as long as possible. When it beeps again, we're doing those cross back jacks for the third and final time. One of the things that you can do is to exercise. And it's not just for your physical health. It's so that you can stay sharp. I love that. You guys, here's the deal. When it beeps again, okay, whew, my heart rate came up. As it does when we do nonstop cardio like this. We're gonna take 20 seconds of rest and we're gonna get our brain in the right place again for strength. Okay, grab your dumbbells. Be thinking about moving slowly with precision, pulling in your core, thinking about your form, not worrying about getting a lot done. We're starting off with cross-body crunches. Weights up here on your shoulders, elbows out wide. You're gonna reach your opposite elbow down towards your opposite knee while your opposite knee comes up. Squeezing from the middle there. We are doing a little bit of bending over, but not so much that you fall over. When it beeps again, we're gonna do something I call front raise, side raise, because one of your arms is gonna be doing a front raise, the other arm is gonna be doing a side raise, and it doesn't matter which one's which, because we're gonna go back and forth. So front raise, side raise on this side, front raise, side raise on this side, pulling in your core, really bringing that balance up into your middle. When it beeps again, we're doing deadlifts. Feet still gonna be right here about hip width apart. We're just gonna push our booties back, while we keep our back super duper straight. Keeping your back straight is the important thing here. Making sure that your brain-body connection shows you how to use this work from your glutes. Your butt is driving the deadlift train. When it beeps again, coming back to those cross-body crunches. Take your time coming up out of each of these moves. Even though we are transitioning from one to the next, here's our cross-body crunches. Even though we are transitioning from one move to the next, I'd much rather have you come out of whatever exercise you're in the middle of and take your time to keep good form than try and move quickly into the next thing. Here we go with that front raise, side raise. I will tell you from my experience, and I have worked with dozens of people in person and thousands of people online, the way you get injured isn't doing an exercise, it's going into or out of it. It's moving your weights from the weight rack over to the chair. Some people do get injured. Here we go into deadlifts. Some people absolutely do get injured from the exercises themselves, but I have seen more injuries from the transition between one exercise to the next because it's when we're not thinking. Use your brain to move your body. My friends, when it beeps again, doing those cross-body crunches, come on up out of that deadlift, doing those cross-body crunches for the third and final time. Excellent job. Really thinking about squeezing from those abdominals, keeping your balance by bringing that work all the way up into your middle. Your belly button is doing a lot of work here for you today. When it beeps again, doing that front raise, side raise. I'm gonna start on the other side this time. I realize I'm so right dominant. My right arm always wants to do the easier exercise first every time. So I'm gonna use my brain to ask my body to do something different when it beeps again, doing those deadlifts for the third and final time. Here we come. Back stays straight. Booty, booty, booty drives that engine. Back, 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 and then pull your hips forward, forward, forward. The next time it beeps, we're gonna get 20 seconds of rest before we move into cardio again. Yes, that makes me sing. I am, at my heart, a cardio girl. And then come on up out of that deadlift, nice and easy. I know it's slightly less rest, but that's okay. I would much rather have you come up out of that deadlift using your glutes than using your lower back. Okay, hey, speaking of using your glutes, coming up next, we're doing cardio. We're doing Drinky bird jacks. A Drinky bird is a single leg deadlift. You're gonna keep your body nice and straight. Your leg's gonna come up behind you. Your arms are doing jumping jacks. Your lower body is doing a single leg deadlift. This is cardio though, so don't worry about coming over so far. We're thinking about moving quickly in a way that feels moderate, that feels good. I know Drinky bird jacks don't feel good. But doing our best here. When it beeps again, we're doing disco dancers. Gonna do a little John Travolta, staying alive. We're gonna have our arm going one way while our foot is tapping out across your body the other way. Yes, I've got my disco fingers. I can't help myself with this one. Of course I do. When it beeps again, we're doing rainbow kicks, which means that our hands are gonna go up overhead like a rainbow from side to side. While you're on one side, that same foot is kicking out to the side while you're on the other side. Here we go. Rainbow kicks. While you're on the other side, that other foot is kicking out the other way. Notice that you really need to pull your core in, having your hands up overhead, moving quickly, coming pretty far off balance here, making sure that you're using your abs and your obliques for this work. When it beeps again, coming back to those Drinky bird jacks. This was our little mini circuit, and as promised, we have many of them today. This is our final cardio circuit. I do have one more strength circuit after this. When it beeps again, no, we're doing those disco dancers for the second time. Whew, getting a little bit of childhood memories here. I was a child in the 70s. And I remember wanting so bad to learn how to do the hustle and wanting to watch the movie Saturday Night Fever, but my parents thought I was too young. I probably was, because I have watched some of it later and I would not have understood any of it. When it beeps again, doing those rainbow kicks for the second time, hands going overhead like a rainbow, kicking out one way, kicking out the other, really thinking, about using that side butt for that balance work. As we're kicking, we're kind of getting ourselves a little bit off balance here, only in a way that feels appropriate for you. Of course, I don't want you to knock yourself over while we're doing cardio. Here come those Drinky birds for the third and final time, my friends. Even if you don't love Drinky birds, they love you. This kind of work, moving your brain, is improving your body. I know I said moving your brain, but seriously, you have to use your brain to do Drinky birds. Here we go with those disco dancers. Have to use your brain to get in between these exercises on a fast moving workout. My friends, this work, keeping us young, reminding us of a time when we were young, when it beeps again, doing those rainbow jacks, but also keeping our brain and our body improving. Have you thought about that? Didn't you get to a certain age and you thought, I can't get better at things anymore. I don't understand technology anymore. I don't understand how things work in the world anymore. I'm really specifically thinking of cryptocurrency. Here's 20 seconds of rest. That's where my brain went instantly. I don't get it. And yet here we are, moving and improving, getting better even as we get older. Okay, when it beeps, we're doing curling side kicks. Get your brain ready for some strength work. Elbows are locked into your waist here. We're gonna do dumbbell curls while raising that leg to the side, that leg, whichever leg you want to. It doesn't matter which one, because we're gonna raise the other one on the other side. Really thinking not really about kicking, but about squeezing from the side of your glutes to get that leg off the ground. When it beeps again, we're doing 3-point crunches. Weights at your shoulders with your elbows pointed forward. And then we're gonna bring up one high knee and crunch down into the middle, and then stand back up and crunch. Oh oh my gosh, down into the middle, and then fall out of it. Trying really hard not to fall out of it. When it beeps again, we're doing a step back punch, which is exactly what it sounds like. We're gonna step back while punching the opposite hand forward. So stepping back and punching forward. This one is definitely work for my brain and my body. I actually wanted to punch on the same side, but coming across your body like this, working really all your body, all your brains, all of your everythings. When it beeps again, curling side kicks, elbows locked right here into your waist, doing really good biceps curls, which means that okay, technically speaking, you never isolate one muscle. Your muscles are always working together. But by having your elbows locked into your waist and really thinking about your biceps, using your brain, you can move your body in an intentional way. Here we go with those 3-point crunches. Squeeze in the middle. And then stand it back up. Moving, honestly, as slowly as you can to really get the balance work here, really get the squeeze of your abdominals here. When it beeps again, doing those step back punches for the second time. Really gotta think, for me, about which foot is stepping back. And which hand is punching forward. This is how we are moving and improving, my friends. Even if that took you longer to figure it out, even if all of these exercises are taking you a long time to figure them out and they all feel weird, I promise you, if you are moving in ways that feel like self-love and also in ways that are not injuring you, you are improving. I love that. I love that. Also, I just realized it because I was thinking about improving. I separated that out. When it beeps again, we're doing those 3-point crunches. It really even says, I am proving that I can do this. I am proving that I can get better. I am proving to myself that I can lose weight, I can get fit, I can get strong, I can age gracefully. I can do anything because I'm improving. Here we go, those step back punches. Yes, there it is. You guys, this is our third and final time through our final mini circuit. When it beeps again, we are going to take 20 seconds of rest because I'm going to put these dumbbells completely down. I, of course, have one final thing for us, which is a little bit tougher. Yes, even then those step back punches. We're going to take 20 seconds here to just kind of get our brain and our body back together. We've got some balance work. I call these flying fast steps. Here's what it looks like. You're going to have your hands up over your head. Your biceps are locked right next to your ears the whole time. We're going to tip forward slightly and almost come into a drinky bird, but not really. Your back foot is flying. You're going to bring your hands to your knee and your knee to your hands, and then we're going to extend all the way out again. If you can, try and do this without tapping down. If you need to tap down, please do. My friends, if you are moving, you are improving, and your balance is getting better, even if you are tapping down, even if you are holding on to something, even if none of this is actual balance. Here we go on the other side. Final interval, final thing. Wow, find something to stare at. That's not me. I don't know if I've ever actually given this tip out loud. My friends, when we are doing balance work, don't stare at me because I am never the most stable thing in the room. And that was it. And that, of course, cracks me up for a number of reasons, because I'm not really the most stable person in the room for a lot of reasons. I am prone to laughing at myself and finding things sometimes even inappropriately funny, because that's just the way I am. My friends, I hope that you had so much fun improving today. Didn't it feel good to find your body and your brain connection to move different speeds, different ways, maybe some different exercises, challenging yourself just enough that it's good for weight loss, it's good for fitness, it's good for your health, it's good for your brain, it's good for improvement. Open it up. And close it up. Give yourself a big hug and a pat on your sweaty back, because my back is definitely sweaty. That was really, really good work today. My friends, thank you so, so much for working out with me today, every day, all the times that we do. I do have here for you on screen a reminder of the 5 things that we do every single day in order to lose weight over 50. I've also, if you'd like it, got an extended cool down if you'd like just a little bit more stretching today. Thank you so much for working out with me. Make sure you subscribe before you go, and I'll see you tomorrow.